Hello, hello. Good morning, Facebook world. Lady D here coming to you. Happy, terrific, transformative Tuesday. Hopefully y'all are doing well. I am here. Had to get on. Hopefully will not be on too long. But I was like, let me get on real quick to share this terrific Tuesday tip. Okay? And I just shared it in my stories. But make sure that you start your day with a prayer, okay? And not just a simple, basic prayer, but pray a powerful prayer that will just break yokes, that will just lead your day into how you expect it to go, okay? Even when the unexpected do happen, you already expecting that it's going to be a good day, despite whatever may comes your way. Okay, bars. But hopefully y'all are doing well so far on this terrific, transformative Tuesday. Happy Veterans Day to all those who have served our country and to their families that had to make those sacrifices. Not only the people who served, in those armed forces, those in the military, I feel like I'm not using the right term, but in those branches of military, okay, whether it was the Army, the Navy, the Marines. I feel like I need to have those lists in front of me, right? But whoever has served our country, okay, thank you to all those who have served, okay, all those that are still alive and are not alive anymore. They are veterans, okay? So I thank you for your service and their families, because they also made a sacrifice, all right? And, I just honor my super angel, my dad. He served in the Army a couple of years. And so I just honor him. And I call this November to Remember, because there's a lot in November that reminds me of my dad. He, Veterans Day, he passed away a week before Thanksgiving. And Thanksgiving I would say, was his favorite holiday. He loved cooking. He was a cook in the Army. And so November for me is very special in honoring my dad. And so that's the first, Veterans Day is the first day of honoring him. And so, yeah, a tip for today. Make sure you lead your day in prayer, okay? So today, I'm sitting here. I can just already tell from yesterday with work. I was like, okay, it's going to be one of them days. But I was like, I ain't going to claim it, but I feel like it's going to be one of these weeks. But I say it's going to be one of these days. So I got through my Monday and start today. And I was like, okay, it's one of those weeks. But I started off in prayer, but I realized that I didn't fully complete my prayer. And so I was starting to work and got on the phone to call an insurance company. It's not one of my favorite insurance companies to call. Okay, I'm not going to name any names. Okay. But yeah. Was having issues where it's like I was not getting transferred to the right department, and I'm like, why am I having issues today? Because I was like, I called the same number that I usually call, but for some reason I'm getting transferred to the wrong department. And I'm talking to the rep, like I already spoke to one rep and got transferred to the wrong department, and I'm like, okay, let me try again. And the rep, and I'm asking questions, I'm like, is this department? She's like, yes, let me transfer you to the right department. I said, I'm trying to confirm. Are you still transferring me to a different department that is still under this branch? Because I'm trying to get to this particular department. Yes, let me transfer you to the right. I'm like, ma'am, the people, they be so stuck onto their program. And I'm like, look, I'm telling you, this is something that I spoke about in a talk I did this weekend, active listening. And I saw this thing in several talks that I listened to. Active listening. I don't care what script you are looking at. It pays to actively listen to the person you are currently speaking with. You I think about what's his name? Chris Tucker in the movie Rush Hour. Are you hearing the words that are coming out of my mouth? Ma'am, I do not need this department here. I need this department. So are you about to, so I had to literally ask, the department you're about to transfer me to, is it still part of this? And she said, yes. Okay, thank you. And I said her name. You have a blessed day. And I had to hang up because I said, this is not the department that I need. And it was at that point that I said, you know what? I did not finish my prayer. And I said, I don't know what's going on, but I had to stop for a moment, leave my work computer, and intercede. And I had to tell the enemy, I said, I don't know what you up to, but I said, you are not taking over my workspace today. You're not taking over these airways and whatever calls I need to make. I said, no, not today. I said, God reigns over this workspace and this space in my house and over this house. So enemy, you are defeated and my God is exalted. I realized, I did not say that I had the full armor of God on. Okay. I'm going into war today because every day that we wake up, that we are blessed to wake up, the enemy is out here ready for us. So we have to put on our spiritual war clothes on. Okay, our spiritual weapons, have that armor of God on, that Ephesians 6. Okay, read Ephesians 6, 10 through 18. Know what spiritual weapons you have. Okay, and always put it on before your physical clothes. Put on your spiritual clothes and be ready to go out, because it's going to be always something out here ready to fight you. Spiritually, not physically, but spiritually, always. So I had to intercede. I had to tell the enemy where he belongs, which is up under my feet. Put him in his place and let him know who reigns, which is my God. Okay, which is Jehovah Jireh. He will provide. He is a mind regulator. Because I said, what you're not about to do is have me go crazy. What you're not about to do is have me frustrated and irritated for no reason. I said, no. And once I did that, I said, I will make this call again. I said, I will get to the right department. Here is another thing that I was reminded of. I said, I probably have been doing it, but it's so powerful, and I think people need to be reminded. Your words mean everything, but it is even more powerful when you make declarations, when you make confessions. Okay, I was reminded that this weekend at church when we made declarations. It is so powerful when you do that throughout your day. I know I've shared this before, and I've seen it happen as far as my finances. Because I've shared it. If you follow me, my Lady D Encourages page, I believe it's pinned on my page of one of my declarations for my financial breakthroughs. Okay. I am debt free. I'm confident in this. God says that I'm a lender and not a borrower. I shall owe no man nothing but the love of Christ. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. Okay. That's part of it. But you have to make declarations and confessions about how you want your day to go, what you desire, and you have to say it consistently. Even if you don't see it yet. Just as I say, I'm winning in Jesus. Because you are winning in Jesus. He already won the victory. So boldly and confidently walk in it. Even if at the moment you don't currently feel like you are winning in Jesus. You're breathing. You alive. You don't have to be, but you are. Right? And so I said, when I get back over here to my workspace, When I called a different number. I said, when I call this insurance company back, I am going to get to the right department. And you know what? In the midst of doing that, God was ordering my steps. Another thing I did is on my messenger, I can put like a status. And I did this. I said, this is a great week. My steps are ordered by the one above, and my joy and peace comes from him. I said, I don't know who's going to see my status, but I wrote that for myself. But I said, for other people who may see my status, they'll be encouraged too. I said, well, I wasn't only encouraging myself, but I was encouraging any of my coworkers or anybody else that would see my status. I said, my steps are ordered. And so as I was coming back, as I was saying that and coming back to my workspace, and as I was calling, I chose another number, called this insurance. Holy Spirit put it on my mind. Hey, instead of pressing this prompt to check authorization status, let's say that I am putting in a new authorization so I can make sure, because I said, I've never had this issue getting to the right department. But maybe I should say I'm putting in a new authorization, because usually when I do that, I know I get to the right department. Thank you, Holy Spirit. And sure enough, I got to the right department. And then I asked, can I check authorization status? And I got the status that I need. I got the information that I needed. Because I said, something ain't right. I said, something ain't right. So, okay, a whole bunch of tips here. Okay? Make sure you lead your day with prayer. But also pray throughout your day. Say declarations. Say confessions. Declare what your day gonna look like. What your day gonna be before it even goes throughout the day. Even when stuff come your way, you already made a declaration that it is going to be a good day. No matter what happens, it is already a good day. Okay? And ask God to order your steps. He will surely order your steps if you ask. Okay? And let nobody or nothing steal your joy or your peace. And when you feel like you are in a moment where you're about to be frustrated and irritated, take a breather. Don't let yourself get there upset. No, because that's wasting precious time. Take a moment, give it to God, and it'll make you think a little bit more clearer. Oh, that don't sound right. Make you think clearer. Okay. I think more clear. Either you say more clear or clearer. Sorry, that journalism grammar portion coming back in. But yes, okay. Do not allow the enemy to take control over your mind, over your mouth. Allow the Holy Spirit to take over. So those are my tips for today. Start your day off with prayer. Lead it with prayer. Lead the day with prayer. And pray throughout your day. It ain't got to be long, drawn out. Just throughout your day. Lord, come through this referral. There are plenty of times where I'll be like, Lord, just come through. Lord, it will be urgent that I'm working on. And I just know, I said, man, the information that I got, this ain't enough information. It was one referral I was working on. I said, ain't no way. I had even gave a warning to the providers. I said, just be prepared that you may have to appeal this, because the questions that they asked, it wasn't sounding like it would be approved. But God must have been on their side, or they must have had the right reviewer, because it ended up getting approved. It could have been favor of the one that was working on the referral. Favor through God. I'm telling you. So those are my tips. Pray to lead your day. Okay? And pray throughout the day. Don't let nothing or nobody steal your peace or your joy. It ain't worth it. Okay? Because people will try you. The enemy will use people to try you. Don't let them. Don't let the enemy and don't let the people. Okay? But yeah, that was my tip. Terrific Tuesday tip of the day for you. I hope you can take that, implement that, apply that for yourself, and be blessed. So that is it. All right. If you would like to make a donation, the Cash App is the cash tag DS Wiggins. Okay. WIGGINS. But no, that is free. That is on the Lord. But if you want, hey, it's all right. But I'm just kidding, y'all. But y'all continue to have a blessed, terrific, transformative Tuesday. And until next time I'm led to come up here, Lady D out. Bye, y'all.